Hi guys. I am trying to be as transparent as I can about moving to Australia and the struggles with my job. So my manager had my 1 month meeting today, and I knew this meeting wasn't going to go wrong. Wasn't going to go well. She wants to see more. She wants me to see me leading everybody. She doesn't want to see the same activities out. Fair enough. I have been trying to say that we probably should do some different activities, but it hasn't been received well from the other people that are setting up with me. So I just have to be pushing it and saying, no, this is the way that it's going to go. But yeah, she wants to see me leading them, and she never really sees me interacting with them really in the room, so I'm not exactly sure, but yeah. Anyways, she wants to see me leading them, and because I'm like one step down from like management, I have to know everything, and I don't have 12 months to learn the QKLG, which is based around identity, well-being, active learning, communication, and connectedness. Those are the 5 components. I'm trying to get those in my head. Those are the 5 learning outcomes, and then there's 7 practices and 7 principles, but I'm just trying to learn the 5 tonight. And they all have different components to that. I'm not trying to learn the components right at the moment. I'm just trying to be able to remember identity, connectedness, well-being, communication, active learning. Those are the 5 things I'm trying to remember right at this exact moment. My brain is fried. I've got furniture trying to sell. I've got the mutual recognition that keeps coming back to me saying I need this, that, and the other, and I feel like I keep submitting it, and I'm not sure what I'm doing anyways. So it's a lot. But yeah, she says I don't have 12 months to learn everything. She wants me to learn everything by January, and I'm going to have another meeting in January, and she needs to see significant growth in me. She did say at the very end she sees potential, but potential doesn't cut it. So she needs to see, she wants to achieve the exceeding, which is not something that people can actually really do very well. But I don't know what that looks like, so I should have actually asked her a little bit more, but that's what I need to. I need to have a conversation with her and asked her, how can I build that confidence? I mean, in just setting up things, like I don't understand how in just setting up things that could help. And like me setting up and setting that up, that's got nothing to do with the QKLG being a leader or anything like that. Like that's more of like the national Australia standards or whatever it's called, which I also need to know. But right now she's trying to get me to concentrate on the QKLG, and she says she needs to see significant improvement. She got a few red flags when given feedback on me. One of the same center, said that didn't see any engagement when I was doing puzzles with the kids. I will admit that there was probably about 5-10 minutes where I was trying to work the puzzle with the kids, and the kids were getting not very interested in it at that exact moment. And so I was doing it a bit, but then they got interested in it, and we talked about like moving the puzzle pieces around and stuff like that, but she didn't see any of that. So to her, I just wasn't engaging properly with the kids, and so that was a red flag. Totally get how that was a red flag. And now I'm telling you, this is the first meeting that I've actually done where I have just zipped my lips. The only time that I spoke up is when she said that she knew that her coming to me about the QKLG and the national standards had overwhelmed me last week. And I did say to her, look, last week was a really bad week for me. That particular day, a family member had some really important tests that could be detrimental to their health, and therefore I may have to act. And there was stuff going on with my niece, and then she was at me with that, and then I was trying to do all this other stuff. So, and I think it was just that, and like moving to Australia and all that kind of stuff. I said there's not excuses for that, but I need to learn to cope with all that stuff when it happens. However, it was just a lot all at one time. So that's the only time I actually spoke up. The rest of the time I just kind of was quiet. She did ask me how she could better, and I just said, look, we just need to learn how to communicate. I was coming her with doing stuff, and it wasn't exactly what she was looking for. But then when she, I guess, somewhat dumbed it down for me and asked me something, I then felt like I could actually answer that question that she was looking for, but I didn't understand the question that she was asking to then give her the information. So it's just in our language barrier of how we're communicating, and I think that needs to be worked on. She is going to start giving me lists, and because I said I do, she did ask me if I were better with lists, and I said yes. And yeah, that's my main focus, is the QKLG, which has got 5 learning outcomes, 7 principles and 8 practices, maybe. Let me see if I've even got that right. I've written it all down on a piece of paper. Oh my gosh, I had it just a second ago. How is it that I had it a second ago before I started talking to you guys? And then now, here we go. 8 principles and 7 practices. So yeah, so I just need to learn that. But yeah, I have no idea how I'm really supposed to show her. Apparently I'm going to end up going to other centers because she wants to get confident that as an ECT, I'm going to be, again, it's all on me, right? As an ECT, I'm going to be able to help these families and give them the education that they need, and exceed those expectations, and I'm going to be able to meet those. It's so that parents don't come to me with like disgruntles or anything like that. She wants to be confident that I can deliver that program and I can speak about that program. The program doesn't seem hard. It's all on social emotional competencies. It's all on giving children a strong sense of identity, resilience, perseverance, problem-solving skills, self-help skills, being inclusive of culture and identity, working with the parents, working in the communities. It's all those things preparing the kids for school. it's interesting, she said, like, ask any questions. And one of the questions I did manage to ask the ECT at the other center was whether they use stencils or not. And apparently I got, like, that was a red flag that I had asked that, because they don't do stencils at all. It's all on play. Yeah, I don't know. There's someone coming to do, I did say I learn more practically through hands-on. So normally I learn about these principles and practices and learning outcomes by writing, doing program planning, and by doing story park, and having to, like, constantly do those in my written work. And right now I'm not doing any of that written work because we have no kids. So yeah, I'm a little bit saddened that that center did that to me, because it was also the center that, at a drop of a hat, literally after 45 minutes of being in the room, asked me to do circle time, and I took the circle time, and then the same thing happened when I was in the 3-year-old room. So yeah, I'm like, am I doing anything right to you guys? Like, is this, I don't even know. Like, was there any positive things? But it is sad that they would say that I wasn't engaging with children, and I wasn't scaffolding and stuff. This center was not even actually a super good center, so I'm not even sure what the problem was. But that's no excuse. I mean, they saw what they saw, and I just need to change it. I mean, I'm really hoping, like, Queen Street would have said something when I was in their nursery, or I was in their toddlers. Like, did the other centers say anything? I mean, I was at Roachdale for three days, and the feedback that was coming, that ECT didn't see me for very long. So obviously I didn't make a very good impression, which is not good at all. But I was in her room one day and a little bit. And that one day that I was in the room with her, I wasn't in there much at all, because I was going through other rooms. And I said, that's some of the problem, is that I'm not even in a 4-year-old room to learn anything. I'm just in the other rooms. And what they're doing is not any different to what I'm used to doing. Like, what I'm seeing done is not anything different. I haven't really seen any of the intentional teaching actually being, like, done. They write it up, and I'm sure it's being done, but it's minuscule. So yeah, so it was just frustrating. Yeah. Like, I don't know how to give her what she wants. I don't know how to make her see that I'm, like, because she said that she doesn't even feel like I'm passionate about, like, what, I don't know, what I'm doing or anything. And I'm just like, do you talk to me at all as, like, yeah. I mean, I've written this whole statement, and I tried to show it to her, but, like, I've written this whole statement. My kindy program, I wanted to be on exploring, prep to school, who am I, the identity, self-help skills, relationships, social emotional competencies. So I put in all that, and then I wrote this. This is what I would like my program to do. I aim to provide a program that encourages and celebrates individuality, creativity, and curiosity, developing a curriculum that sparks child to explore freely who they are, where they come from, and involving this knowledge into everyday life. Through strong relationships with family and community, build a program children feel a strong sense of belonging in a secure, reciprocal, responsive way. We want children to feel like they can be actively take part and add their own ideas into the curriculum and everyday running of the room. I want to develop a program where children feel freedom to express who they are, their wants and ideas with their teachers and their peers. I want them to be able to effectively problem solve, self-regulate, and communicate with groups of children, with other teachers, and in their community. I want them to enjoy and spark their love of learning, inquisitivity, investigation skills, and how things work, and refining their thinking through trial and error, and bringing about, like, using their interests to bring in literacy, numeracy, music and movement, technology, physical activity, etc. How is that not passionate about what I'm doing? Like, I think we've just got off to such a wrong spot because all she sees is that I'm from New Zealand and I've done things differently, and that's not how they do things here. I wish I knew what she was looking for. And how I like to collaborate with other people. I don't like to go and say, okay, we're doing this. I mean, I have made a leeway today in saying what we can put out and what we can do. And we've made lists of what to put out around the playground and stuff like that. Like, yeah, it's all really exhausting, and I just really need strength. My manager is going to have a holiday for 2 weeks. So I guess that is where I need to step up and work alongside Kate, who is my assistant manager. And she said ask her a million questions, but I'm like, I don't even know what questions. I literally don't even know what questions to ask. Like, how do I show them without putting it into practice the QKLG? Like, how do I make this known in the activities that I'm doing? And I guess that's what I can be doing, is like researching. And I've got the time right now because I'm just sitting in my classroom doing stuff. Today there was a few tours, and I made note of every single child that went through the room. I tried to say hi to every single one, to the parents, and greet them. And I was brainstorming what to do outside, and I started making, I thought it'd be cool for like literacy. Kids love putting on plays, but for mat times as well. I have started doing the 3 Little Pigs and Goldilocks and the 3 Bears, and I'm starting to put those together to not only make magnetic stories for doing it during a group time, but also to have it so that something that children can interact and play with and tell the story for themselves. Having the characters out there. So yeah, I'm trying to do that tomorrow. I want to do the 3 billy goats gruff. And finally, Jack and the Beanstalk. That's a little bit harder to do because obviously if they can retell the story, then it would be cool to be able to dramatize it in some way. But yeah, I mean, I do think about all these things. But yeah, obviously I just need to change up. And it's just weird to like change up stuff in the classroom when like there's been no kids. There's been no kids. Like it's not like the same kids are seeing it every single day or anything like that, because we have some families that come through. Majority of them have been babies. Like today, I think today would have had about 20 people come through, and only 3 of those, or maybe 4, were like around the 2 to 4 year old mark, so they came upstairs and saw the different rooms. Other than that, they are doing downstairs in the nursery. So yeah, give me strength. That's all I have to say. I'm glad I've got a girls' weekend on the weekend because I just need to get away from all of this stuff. I really want this mutual recognition to be done. I really want my stuff to sell. Like, it's kind of frustrating because I can't add my sister-in-law to Facebook Marketplace, and I have to like message them to like find out like when would be a good time for the people to come collect, and can they take a photo, and like this kind of stuff. But yeah, it's hard, especially because I can't have my phone on me, which is probably a good thing because it would go off 24/7. Yeah, I had no bites all of yesterday. I'm sure I put it up either late Saturday night or early yesterday morning or afternoon, and I had no bites until today. And I'm working, so it makes it hard. Especially when I only have my phone for an hour a day in a 8-hour period. Like, I pretty much don't look at my phone from like 7:50 to 4:30 or 4:40, except for 1 hour in between there. So like, it's a good 8 hours. Anyways, this is really long. I am gonna go. Any advice to help me if you live in Australia? Just, I don't even know. I've pride myself on working in partnership with parents and coming alongside children and helping them grow and learn and understand. That moment with the puzzle, it just irks me. That's the moment she picked up on that and said that I wasn't engaging. Like, the children were all at these puzzle with me, and I guess I just wasn't communicating with them in the way that she wanted me to communicate with them. I have no words. Anyways, we will see. We will absolutely see. But I have no idea if other places put this much pressure and responsibility on you to like learn. And I know that she strives for excellence, and it's because she wants to get exceeding, and exceeding is really hard to get. And we're a brand new center, so that makes it even harder because we're not established. But geez Louise, like, this cannot be the death of me. Like, I can do this. I can do this. I want to prove to myself that I can do this. I want to prove to my manager that I can do this, that she is so wrong about me. I just don't know how or what that looks like. But I'm going to keep trying. So I'm going to try to have a rest. I'm going to drink some water, take my thyroid pill, and probably go to bed early because I'm exhausted. But I'm going to watch some Survivor first, put all this work away that I've got out. Yes, but remember, KLG, the Queensland Kindergarten Learning Frame. Learning Frame? Okay. Guidelines. Queensland Kindergarten Learning Guidelines. Well-being, connectedness, identity, community, active learning. Let's hope I can do that in the morning. Have a good night.